Here we are with track 7. This is Die in My Bones by the Barrelhouse Mamas, now known as Underhill Rose. This is my friend Molly and Eleanor, who I went to school with at Warren Wilson College. So they had formed the Barrelhouse Mamas while they were at Warren Wilson, and this track actually comes off of their album Gathering, which was a 2006 release after we all had graduated Wilson. And they continued to play together, and obviously they're still playing. Well, I say obviously pointing at you guys. Our listeners may not have seen the YouTube video yet, but that YouTube video of them playing this song live out in the wreckage of the hurricane here in Swannanoa was pretty touching to have that particular song brought to. Again, kind of, it's an old song, but it's brought to the fore, and it makes sense to be played here. I think Eleanor and Molly are incredible artists. I mean, they're just really, really talented. And the fact that I'm friends with them, I feel sometimes I have to pinch myself when I get to hang out with them because they're just so talented. The last time we had Molly over for dinner, she brought her guitar and she serenaded us after we ate, which was, it's just a treat to have a friend like that who's so talented. So this song and this music video that you'll see, it was a part of a project that basically after the hurricane, we had about a month. It was almost a full 4 weeks of no power, no connectivity. It was a long time, no running water. It was a lot of like immediate 31st hour kind of looking out for each other and looking out for basic needs. And the people that we were connected with were the people who were next to us. We actually fried our refrigerator because the generator that was trying to run our refrigerator was undersized, and it ended up cooking the capacitor, the electronics of the refrigerator. So, it was a little bit of a third world country to be in for that period of time. Well, when we did finally get internet and we could connect with each other, there was a bit of a frenzy around, well, what can I bring? How can I bring my talents and my skills and my knowledge to be useful? And so I reached out to my friend Scott Kirschenbaum, who's a documentary filmmaker, and I said, hey, we got to put some stuff on film. How can we capture this and do it well? And we talked with a bunch of business owners that were maybe closing their businesses or had their stuff wiped away. And then he had already started a project called Busker's Corner. And this song came in as one of the songs for Busker's Corner. And when the hurricane was there and we already had been talking about this project, he asked me to help make some connections, and I did. And so he gave me some executive producer credits on this and the other tracks for helping to make some of those connections, because he was newer to Asheville and I had more connections than he did. So it was really great to be able to put some of my knowledge and some of my connections on the table and make this a reality. And I think that the work that was done, the camera people that we got on the project, the musicians, it's beautiful work at a really unique, devastating time. I think the song itself is funny and it's clever. It's some of Eleanor's, surprising lyrics. Like, you think that she's going to be talking about one thing, and then all of a sudden she's talking about something completely different. Like, not the kind of freedom to pick which cereal you get to eat in the morning. I mean, like stuff like that just it shakes you up a little bit, and yet there's this deep sentiment of the things that we are allowed to do, and like what do we ultimately, like, no one can take our dignity, no one can take our that we're gonna die, and that we're gonna be like this is gonna be the body that I die in. It feels like a really powerful sentiment mixed around with these surprising kind of jester-like lyrics. So I love it. I'm excited to hear what you guys think about it. Sean, I'll come straight to you on Die in My Bones.
Well, the video looked like it would be in the post-hurricane river, so I saw that right away and got the sense that this would be a song that tells a little bit of the story of how it feels to be in that region at that time. And the song stands out to me for being a song about, sing about what matters to you and make the statement you want to make. I agree that there are several lyrics in there that are very clever and well placed. And then, of course, they construct the song really well. The vocal harmonization, it's amazing, especially at the 4-minute mark. I mean, some of these are so good. I have to write down the time because it was that good. That was more of the Spotify version. I didn't mark it on the YouTube version, but the banjo, the harmonica, so many good parts that are there. And in the end, life is either an adventure or it's nothing at all. And it's a great song, and I'm happy to know that these are some friends of yours that keep putting out good music. Congrats on bringing, shining a light on them and helping a new person to town see who to shine the light on.
Yeah, I'll echo. I think it's cool to know the story and how connected you are to the artists and the creative side of Asheville, which is just burgeoning. I mean, it's everywhere, and unfortunately, it got a spotlight out of a bad, or fortunately, it got a spotlight, but unfortunately, because of a negative event that a lot more people are paying attention to it. But it was a way to showcase this, juxtaposed with the very hard to see damage that's there, but also like, we're present, we're here, we live here, we sing here, we do these things here. So I'll just celebrate too. I thought the fact that you were involved in this project is super cool. And it's interesting. It's fallen out of the national headlines that this was less than a year ago, and it's interesting to kind of know how things are rebuilding as a community and that long time that it takes to do that. Last thing I'll add, Sean, is great flow from banjo of Little Mazarin to banjo of Barrel House Mamas. I mean, we haven't had a lot of banjo on this. I mean, I think we have at some point. Steve Martin at some point was on, I know that for sure, but it was nice to kind of have them tucked together, but also slightly variations between the songs, and maybe they could be around the campfire together, and it makes sense. So I thought it was a nice flow from one to another. Add a little harmonica, replace the singing saw. But yeah, it was a really fun ad, and glad to know it's in your backyard today, Brett.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'm glad you guys dug it, and I echo the ordering. I think that, and where we're headed to in the next track is, I think, also spot on. So yeah, props there. And do check out Underhill Rose. I think that you guys would both enjoy spinning their contemporary stuff as much as the old Barrel House Mama stuff. It is a lot of similar work around like good harmonization and really clever songwriting and just really talented artists. All right. Well, let's go with it. This is Die in My Bones by the Barrel House Mamas. If you're on YouTube, you'll be seeing the Underhill Rose contemporary version. This is originally off of their album Gathering.